if you want to revisit, it'll be really nice. So here, Hala ma'am, if you plan to stay till the end, is it okay if I make you the co-host and you can admit people? Or any volunteers? If you'd like, I can make someone a co-host.
Ma'am, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Mala ma'am. So there you go. Wonderful. So I'm going to share my screen right here. I haven't honestly made any slide deck to begin with. So we're going to start right away. Any ideas since we've been going around with this name for last 2 days? Anybody who explored what Wizer is? Any inputs? If you figured out what is Wizer? Anybody?
It's a smarter way of getting things.
Certainly it is. But what kind of tool, app we are talking about here? Any idea?
Is it about the online worksheet, something like that?
Yes.
And interactive sessions for the learners to get interested into our learning session?
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. So yes, so Wizer, when people are talking about Wizer, I would say it's a website that has been given to us, but it is a worksheet based digital tool that's designed to make the life of us as teachers easier. It's an education platform that allows, I would say, us educators to create quick, easy, fun digital worksheets and to share them with our community, the fellow teachers, and to keep track of student performance as well. There are versions to it, the free one and the paid one. We are going to talk only about the free version because that is what we have easy access to. So with Wizer, teachers can create digital worksheets by using different types of questions, incorporating images, videos, even recording directions, as simple as that. Teachers can ask questions by adding students to label images, categorize information according to different groups. They can respond to open-ended questions, multiple choice questions, respond to a video content that you upload. It's like a flipped classroom, and you can flip it by reading, by following videos, giving them reading text, creating close questions, those reading passages for an English teacher to assess reading comprehension and vocabulary skills. For being the high word these days is go paperless. So as we all say, classroom, Google Classroom is paperless totally. So is this tool. We are all looking at live worksheets or interactive worksheets. This is what Wizer gives us as a platform, while still giving students practice of labeling, I would say, organ systems on the human bodies or countries of on a world map. Wizer can do it all. Ask students to sort anything from polygons to parts of speech, to teach younger students social studies concepts by having them draw a picture of their community. All is possible with Wizer. Worried about reinventing the wheel? How do we start from the scratch? Well, to reduce your workload, there also Wizer helps us. It reduces our workload by using and modifying worksheets available in the community. Like I said, it's a shared platform we share with our teaching community. So it is very open to using anybody else's Wizer created sheet and using and modifying it according to your needs and requirements. You get even more options for differentiating according to your students' strengths and challenges in the paid version. We are going to talk about it in a bit. Also, it is great to see an import option for worksheets and features to promote student creation. That said, Wizer does again hear the educators, and if you have suggestions, requests, Wizer does continue to make improvements on those responses of us as users as well. So like I said, Wizer is a website where K-12 teachers can create augmented digital worksheets in any subject area. Once you sign up for an account, you can immediately start browsing and creating worksheets. There is no approval or a long process that you have to go through. Users as teachers can create, you just have to choose a template. You add a little title, a written text, a voice recorded instructions, and create your questions, tables, insert charts, videos, and lots more. So once you save, preview, assign the worksheet, students can access them on their computers through any LMS that you're working on, and even it can be integrated into your Google Classroom. You can even share it using a URL, and that's easy how it is. As we are all using the Google tools, it's that simple as that. Teachers can opt to give students choice of questions, formats such as verbal, written, drawn, like I said. So you don't have to save again. It Wizer does it automatically. Corrections are also done by Wizer. So I think that's pretty much a super tool for teachers to make your lessons interactive while you're in the classroom. I feel it is the teaching is totally different than your online. So Wizer here is bringing one such tool where it can mark your favorite answers, it can provide written or verbal feedback. So that's instant connect that you make with the students. So of course, with the paid version, what we were just talking about, the paid version allows you to create different groups and personalize assignments, customize your student profile, which a free version would not allow. But I think for the moment, to begin with, it has lots of features to explore. So we do not really have to go in for the paid version. Is it good for learning? Well, yes, I would say yes. Personally, using Wizer very recently, and I have been into it thoroughly. Worksheets often get a bad rep as a pedagogical tool when we talk about it. But with careful instructions or the design that you create your worksheet with, teachers can create meaningful, engaging learning experience for their students. So this is what Wizer allows the teachers to create augmented worksheets with multiple activities all in one place, give student options for visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learning modalities. So I think that's pretty much the whole package in itself. The ability to record your voice directions along with the written ones can be a benefit for English language learners or students with disabilities. So it empowers them also to voice out their opinions. Also, teachers' ability to see how much time the students spend on an assignment can give them an insight into students' effort and achievement of how long or how well they've been through. So I think it again, there are limits to what worksheets can promote, but again, it can benefit the teachers who want to quickly assess their understanding of specific concepts using this tool with some capacity, yes, of not being able to promote formative assessment, but it is still a great sheet. So I think that's it from now. A student, again, to ask a student would need a normal Gmail account to access it, and if you're sharing it through a chat or through a classroom, that's the code that they need. Other than that, they don't need a specific Wizer account. For the payment, the free version has it all, which can it's called Wizer Create, which can be used without any cost at all, whereas a paid plan of Wizer Boost, as it is called, is charged at about $36, which is $35.99 per year. So that is what Wizer is all about. So I think that's much of a Wizer. I think I've prepped you all already to begin with and to explore this wonderful tool. So let's start with the insight of what Wizer is. I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. So I have a quick check on what is Wizer. So it is app.wizer.me, as you would go to your Omni box. Wizer, Wizer.me. So the teacher being the center of it, it opens up, and it opens up as Wizer.me as well. So this is the home page that you get on Wizer. You can log in if you already have an account. I logged in through my Gmail, so I didn't really have to create anything. Or once you click here, it will take me already to my signed up account once it's done. So here you have a first page that says whether you're a teacher or a student. And here it gives you an option to sign up with Google, sign up with Edmodo or Microsoft. Or if you have another
Harpreet ma'am, your connection is not
email or password. they provide us.
Ma'am,
Yes,
your
ma'am.
audio was
You're audible,
cracking.
ma'am.
Just repeat about the
No, you're not
Gmail.
audible to me.
For
Ma'am,
some
what did
time,
it?
2 minutes, 2 minutes. To after this app.wiser, you have to speak from there.
Okay. Okay. So app.wiser, once you have that app.wiser, this is your home page that you land upon. And once you are here, you have the option. So I've opened it from a new account, so you know how it opens the first time. So you have a login option. So here, once you log in, you have an email ID that you've already provided. Or if you're a first-time user, you join in as a teacher. It gives you an option, a teacher or a student. We are teachers. And then it gives you option to log in by Google with Edmodo or Microsoft. So different platforms, you just have to enter your Gmail you're using or the account you choose. So here, if I choose my account that I wish to, work with, I'm going to just enter. I just had a different profile. So here, and then I have got there. Oh, sorry. I have the double step verification and Google says, be careful. So we are just going to go up in a moment. Yes, it's me and we are good to go. Yeah. So we are here. And this is my first page when I land up on Wizer. It's that simple. I didn't create a new account. I didn't go onto, it's a new profile. So it just entered as a new user. When you come here, you see hundreds of already community build worksheets, and it's 100% created by teacher community. So Wizer does not create it for the teachers. Teachers like you and me, we create these worksheets and post it as public, and people are ready to pick up those worksheets. Same would go with you. You're ready to pick up those worksheets, modify, edit according to your requirement, and you all are good to go. You see, there are different types of activities: English, math, chemistry, science, geography, other languages, as you see. So it's got a vast variety. There's a search button here. You can even search by topic. So if I say adjectives, let's say, being an English teacher, that's what comes to my mind, the first thing, English. So here we've got, look, super teachers, so many worksheets, and it says either anonymous if the teacher doesn't want to disclose, or you've got these names. Now, if you see this crown next to the names of people who've created it, there's a little crown, which means this is under the boost category, which are the paid version of Wizer. So there might be some difficulties accessing those components. There are some components that you might not be able to access. You can still open. For example, I open this worksheet. I just click on it. You hover your mouse and it keeps scrolling up and down the worksheet. So this is what it opens up as. When it says this is the name of the worksheet, when was it created, how many thumbprints it's given, which means how many people have been impacted or used. So this is what the number is. Then it was created originally, and you see these many people are the ones who recreated, edited, modified this worksheet. So it's totally legal, it's copyright free, you can use them as per your requirement. Once this is done, you have the worksheet right here. So you can see there is a video that's incorporated in the worksheet. There are multiple choice questions. One has to just click on the checkbox, these little ABCD letters, to see which one is the correct one. And then you've got sorting. So there is a nice sorting activity. So here we are going to all look at that. So basically, this is 2 different questions you can make. And here, these are some answers where the teacher has put. You click on these blue points and you have the space to enter the text. And that's it. So this is a pretty simple, easy activity. Anytime in the process you like to activate your booster account, it gives you an option for a few days of free account. So that is what it says, whether you want to create a free account. So this is your 14-day trial you land upon, and it has got a package of $4.99 per month. So this is how it works. And then keep looking at the schemes, and it does come with several discounts on and off during the year, which does give you the hike goes a little low on the pricing. So that is it. We are going to go back to our main page of Wizer. Few days back, I had created a worksheet. Let me see if I can grab that. Yeah. So here. So this was about Basant Panchami. So that was a preview. So I had a place for name. I had imported a video from YouTube. A little activity for kids to write. The kids, look here, this is what we were talking about. The kids, or as a teacher, you have an option here to record your question, your statement, instructions, or for the kids to record back their voices, their responses in voice recording. So you don't need an external moat extension here. So it can be done within the Wizer. This is how your presentation goes when you're creating the sheet. So you've got these multiple choice questions, again a video for a story of Basant Panchami. Then you've got a follow-up on the story. So it was a reading activity, listening come reading, and then they have to write. So it was a total a simple quick 10-minute worksheet which was given to the students as a group so they could collaborate and do it. So that was again one example. So let's start creating our own worksheet. So once I am in, I'm going to again go back in. So on the home page as well, as you saw, there were options of grade. So you could search by third grade, you could search by topics or subjects. So here left side is the community that you see. Under the community, there is a worksheet section which will show all the worksheets you have created. So these are the worksheets I had created on decomposers, Basant Panchami, William Shakespeare. Then there was one that was edited again because I had two different groups. So I wanted one group to have one kind of sheet, and the questions did vary in the second one. Then you've got this learner section, which is your students. This is more so in your paid version that you can see, and you've got a coffee room where you can discuss. It's like an online community of Wizer people who are using it. You have a help desk, you've got these questions. So it's a whole discussion thread that you can start, and you have your different options that you can explore with other teachers. So that is a coffee room. You've got some settings, and this is where your profile is. So it's regularly on the top right. In Wizer, it is the left bottom. So look out for that, and then you can sign out. Here is an option to create a class. This creation of class using Wizer can only be done with the the premium option of the Wizer Boost and a classroom also. But if you have a classroom that's already integrated into it, you can use that. For example, here, I already have my classroom integrated. If you can see, I want to create a new sheet. I will go up here. So it gives me an option of dashboard. I will go here on the dashboard. Please explore all the options that you have on top, left. It's simple, easy. So this is where our dashboard was that we were looking at all these community sheets. Now, once I'm here, I hit on the create worksheet button, the green top button, and my first view is here. This is what I get. Now we're ready to start our worksheet creation. So let's go. The setup of Wizer is a vertical layout. So as you go down the sheet, that is what will be presented. They don't have to flip pages. It's just going down as you have in Google Forms, unless you divide it into sections. Here, there is no section option. So you just have further scrolling, and you've got all these activities, which are the questions, as it says. And these are the questions you can add to your worksheets. Here it says add to the drive and saved. For the moment, I didn't save it. I didn't start the worksheet yet. So this is my title. I can keep it the way it is, or I've got some preset layouts that I can choose from. And then it gives me the color combinations of my question color or the headers that I would be using. So for today, let's start spring, because spring, we are almost into it. The cover page, maybe let's go with this. Well, I liked the first one as well, which was very colorful. So here, and these are the options it gives you for your questions or your headers of the questions. So these are some of the combinations you can explore. Not a lot of choices though, but there are some fonts that are given to you. So as you open, these are few fonts, which I think are good enough for the beginning, and it has enough options for us. We can just explore these fonts to change. We go back to our header, the first thing. So let's create something fun. So today we'll do different. I always do an English worksheet. So let's try with science. So we are going to do a science test. Let's say grade 4 science review. Term 2. I don't like the color, it's too light. So I'm going to change it, or maybe change to a blue or a darker one, even a darker one. So here, these are the options that I have. If I am not okay with that, I can change the layout still at any point, and it will give me the option. So I think that's pretty much okay. We can't really change it as editing or formatting. Much formatting can't be done here, but of course I can change the format to make it look more bolder or italicized. So those can be explored and worked upon using different fonts that are here. So whichever you like. So we can go with this for the moment. Okay, so grade 4. Here it says if you want to label it as a topic, so I can label it under science. It's basically for you to visit or for another person to look for when they're looking, another teacher who's looking for. It can be easy to look for. So let's take grade 4. It says 1 grade selected, 1 subject selected. I'm good to go. It gives me every now and then, it gives me this save option and a tick box, which reminds me to save this right here. And even if you don't save it, there are possibilities. And it does with when you're leaving the site for any other page, it reminds you, it does give you a pop-up that you are leaving this site. Would you like to save it or would you like to continue? And then that's again an option where you can save. Now, my first question when I start with, I would say these are some of the questions. So before I ask questions to you, so here are open question. An open question is really a question that you don't need to grade. So for example, a name that you add for a child, or you add a welcome message. So let's start with an open question here. The moment you click on
Harpreet, ma'am?
open, yes, ma'am.
There is a question from someone. Can teachers collaborate on a common worksheet before giving it to students?
Here you can access it through link and they can review it, they can check, but no, they cannot collab. 2 teachers cannot work at the same time on the sheet. No, you have to give that
Ma'am?
access, preview access. They can access that, which we say do not share it with the teacher or with the students, that link. But yes,
Uh,
not at the same time.
One more question, ma'am. Can we insert the school logo here from the desktop of the teachers that they are
You can
using?
insert an image. So here there is a question form that says insert image. So if you want to do that, that's the first thing that will pop up. So you can do that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you for that, ma'am. So here the first open question that it comes, I might want to just give welcome to my sheet. And then there is an optional instruction section which I can create. I can add to it. Now, this is where you can, of course, do formatting of being bold, italic, underline. You can increase the font size to whatever or decrease. You've got the colors to change. You've got different emoticons that you can add onto it. You can insert an image right here as well. So if I have my school logo, I can just drop in. I don't have any for the moment, so I don't know if anything will come up. So let's just say Wizer, and I open this, and that is what will be uploaded up here as an image. So I think that answers it, that you've got that option of the image being uploaded as your school logo. So we've got welcome, and I have the instruction here saying this worksheet will help you revise or review science topics learned this term. So basically, this is a mix of all the topics. We are very close to final exams. I want to prep up a sheet, and I want to give them this sheet wherein it's a mix of all the questions I feel are important. Okay, so Here I've got. Now here I have got a voice recording option, what I was talking about. So if you go further down, I can even record this message. I click on it. I say record audio. I simply click on this recording button. Welcome students. This worksheet will help you revise the science topics learned this term. I'm good to go. I can redo it if I'm not happy with it. I can just upload and my recording will show up as an audio. So if I hear it, welcome students. This worksheet will help you revise the science topics learned this term. And I'm good to go. I don't want any answers here, so I can just ask here. It says answer size because we entered an open question. Now here, instead of an open question where you don't want to respond, you can even change it to, here there is an option of adding a text because you're not expecting any answer. So I can still add the same thing as text here. And I have the same response to my text. I just want to do it here. As a text, I say welcome, and I will keep the same option to begin with here, this worksheet, and I'm done with this. Just click done and you are good to go. So these are the different possibilities that you have to begin it. You can even add a text where you are saying a title of your sheet, and even if you have got this, you've got a subtitle you want to create, you can add that. When you're changing, for example, I'm doing multiple sections of my test or a review sheet, as I would call it. I can add, for example, living and non-living. So add a text and a differentiate. So all the questions of living, non-living would come there. Then I've got deforestation. That would be one text I add, and then I have 4 questions of deforestation. Then I've got something related to floods. I can add that. Something related to earthquakes. Then I've got, so those can be little labels or headers to divide your worksheets because you don't expect an answer here. So that could be again one option. Then once I'm done with it, I just have to click on done. I have now, I'm done. So it's ready. Anytime you want to revisit the question, you just have to click on it and it opens the option of editing, and you can edit that question. It's that simple. Now I want my next question. So I want to really start my test now. So first question I showed you how to do an open question and a text. Now let's go to something that is matching. So here I have again the title, instructions, and I've got the voice, and I've got matching pairs. So let's write my title. So I will write question 1. That's really my question 1. And I say match each system to its function. So here, that's my question. I don't need any instructions here. It's pretty simple. And then I go down, it says add matching pairs. So here I will say skeleton system. I have to give the right answer on it. So I've got protects and holds the body. That's it. Okay, I'm good to go. I click on the next one. It says muscular system, and it says allows us to move, and I've got one more to go. So let's say digestive system, and then it says turned food into energy. So there, I've got these 3. I click on done. The moment I click on done, This is what it will give me. Look, it has already given me. You don't have to worry about the options of going up and down. Google, sorry, not Google, but Wizer will do it for you. It will mix and match the questions. The answers will not be given. At any time you want to go and see your sheet, how is it looking at that point? Just click on the top. You've got this menu which says preview. Now, again, like I said,
Harpreet ma'am, there are a couple of questions. Would you like to answer now or later?
go ahead, ma'am, if there is something right away.
So, ma'am, Bhupinder Kaur ma'am is very concerned. After the 14th day, should we have to pay?
Well, you know, I tried that and it asks for payment the first day. So I didn't want to start that. And then it says after the 14th day, you will be charged. So it does ask for payment, the credit card details, and I am very particular. I do not give it before. So I did not opt for that option. You'll have to give it from day one, but it'll only be charged on the 15th day.
Ma'am, one more question. Can we embed maths equations here?
Copy pasting, that's possible in a text question.
Can we use embedded links?
Embedded links can be possible. Yes, I'll just show you. So here,
one last question, sorry. Can we embed already prepared Google Forms in it?
Yes, we can. See, it's a brilliant tool. Anything, I'm happy to say yes to everything. Hopefully, those are the questions. So here it says, like I said, back to the sheet. If you've forgotten to save it at any point, it prompts you to do that. So continue to preview or keep editing. I want to go keep editing, save it. The moment I click on save, it says saved. Now I'm safe. That's just double security. So this is how my sheet will look to the kids. So this is what it says. My school logo. I've got listening instructions, which I had given to my kids. Welcome, students. Okay, so we've heard that. Then you've got welcome. This was my text that I'd added. And then my first question. So this is what it looks like. And the kids just have to click the skeleton system, protects and holds the body. They will match it. Muscular system allows us to move, and digestive system turns the food into energy. It's good to go so far. So we don't need any of that. So we come back. So far, we are on the good track. Let's move on to the next type of question now. So we've seen what is match the following. Now choose the correct option, which is the multiple choice question here. So again, you've got the same format. You have a question here and you've got options. You can increase options from A, B, C to D, E, F as well. So just keep moving. So that's my number 2 question. I say, we'll just go on to my question. It says cells are, I don't need instructions. Cells are the basic something blocks of all living things. Here, my options here are muscular. Go to the next one, which is building. And I go to the next one, which is nutritional. I can add more to it. I don't need. And then it doesn't give you done until you choose the right option. So to choose the right answer, it works a bit similar to Google Forms. So here you check. The moment you check this as correct, it will give you done option. You can even have 2 correct answers here as well. So here, as soon as I'm done, this is how my second question will look like. So I've got a multiple choice question. I can add another multiple choice here, which says number 3. A tissue is a group of something that looks like each other. So we've got here answers again as organs. I'm going to move it up a bit. I've got the second option as bones and the third option as cells. My answer is cells, and I am done. I've got 2 multiple choice questions now. I've highlighted them. Now we go on to labeling the parts. Again, this is another very interesting one. So let's go on to fill on an image. This is what is called labeling. So I click on this. This is what it says: create interactive fill-in questions. Now I will have an image, it will have tags to it, and the kids will just come and they will fill in the tags. So I can choose from an existing PDF, or I can upload an image. So here I have already found, I had saved an image on my desktop as respiratory system. I open it and it is uploading. So there my images. I want to certainly title this image here, and I will name it as respiratory system. And my instructions to the kids are: label the parts of the respiratory system. And I want to give them the vocabulary. I feel they need the vocabulary, so I'm going to give them some words here. So here would be lungs, esophagus. We've got, let's give them diaphragm and maybe mouth. Okay, so we are good to go. Now I have the image. How do I add? It says view tags. Yes. And now what I need is, the moment if you see, I hover my mouse over the image, it gives me this cross button. So wherever I click will create a tag. So I have given mouth. So, and this is what it says, view tags. So tags are open and I need to give the right answer. So Wizer checks it for me. I don't have to do that checking also. So mouth. Then I expect the kids, I want this to be labeled as lungs. This to be labeled as diaphragm. And we've got up here maybe this one to be labeled as esophagus. So I think I'm good to go here, and I am done. So when I go to my preview, again it says save. So yes, I will save it, and I go to my preview. If you see how it should look like to the students, here it is. So I've got respiratory system. I forgot to put the question number, which can be done after going back to the edit mode. It says label the parts of the respiratory system, and I've given them the vocabulary words. It just says enter the text. Now, if they do not get it right, it will be marked as, of course, the wrong answer. And these are the places where they need to label. So you can do the same with world maps. You can do it with the other labeling activities. So I think that's pretty cool with all these worksheets. And as soon as they do it, it says 0 out of 4, which means out of 4 options, none of them have been attempted. But as you do it, for example, here, I say, let's say diaphragm. It says 1 out of 4 completed. So it also gives students a track of what they've done and what is still left. So we come back to our create option. So that's our edit option. And we've got the other options where we have now the fill in the blank. So we've seen open question, multiple. Now we are going to fill in the blank. Here again, I've got the instruction. I will just say number 5, that question was. Answer the following questions. So here I've got this, and now I've got my blank text here. So it says none text bank or click word bank. So here I don't need anything. The students, I want them to fill it. I had given them a vocabulary list and I expect them to do. So no prompts basically is what I'm giving them. So my first one will be name one short bone. Now here I'm going to make a blank, small little dash, and I click on blanket. That will create my blank. Otherwise, it will be just an empty space. I am done. I go on to the next one. I say, so I don't need the blanket for this one. I say, sorry. Read the question first. Name one long bone. Name one flat bone. And I think I will just take it until here. Now what it says is I just need to highlight this and create blanket, a blanket, and a blanket, which means a blank will be created here. Once I'm done, you see my blanks are created after this. So here it is. My fill in the blanks are also done. So we looked at fill on image, which was the labeling, matching we saw. Now we look at how, yes, ma'am.
I'm just a doubt how to provide the correct answer for fill in the blanks.
Ma'am, here this is manual checking, but unless if you provide them here, let's say up here, if you give an option of text word bank, that is where it'll ask you for options when you are creating it, and you will give an answer yourself. So for example, one short bone, I don't know, I'm not a science teacher. So let's say ABCD or GH. Let's say one long bone, example, it's arm. And let's create this one as well. The science teachers will curse me for this. I really don't know, not my topic. So
the femur bone is the longest bone.
Thank you, ma'am. Like I said, I explored out of my bucket. So, okay. And the shortest bone, any idea?
The shortest bone is there in the ear. I'm not recalling
it. Staple.
This one?
If I'm right. The staple.
Staple, stapes.
STAPES, yeah.
STAPES.
And then we've got one flat bone. I feel like oops moment now.
Clavicle.
Sorry?
Clavicle. CLAVICLE.
CLE. All right. And then that's it. So once you click on the blankets, done, that is what it will automatically show you. Saved. Here we see the preview. And there, these are the options that you get, and the kids will just write, and once it's done, it will be assessed. So this is given you options. They can choose, and then once it is, because you've marked it at correct at the right spots, it will mark it as correct. Same as for like these ones. So it won't appear until it is shared. So once you do it, it will mark as correct for the students because it was placed in the right place. I hope I could answer that question, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
And then we move on to our next set of question, which is a table.
Before that, Harpreet ma'am, there is a question. Can children upload pics of written work on Wizer sheet that we share with them?
As drawing, yes. So we'll just look at that.
That's right.
Okay. So table basic, I'll just show you, ma'am, once we are there. So table is, it's exactly more or less, I would say, like the match the following option where you've got a table, you've got the correct options. So you have again 2 columns here in the table for me. For the moment, I'll show you, and I'll give you a word bank also. So let's see. sources of energy, and then here we say classify the energy types as renewable and non-renewable. Okay, so I am here. This is my table. Now it says 2 rows and 3 columns. I'll just take it as 2 rows and 2 columns. Now here, first thing is the instruction that it'll ask me. So I will just put here coal. And the second one I'm going to put is solar. Once I'm done with my options, all on the left, so you can keep increasing your rows. I have the key answers. Now I need to put in my answers here. So my coal is a non-renewable energy source. And my solar is a renewable energy source. So here it says now text or word bank. I want to give kids the word bank. Once I'm done, I hit the done option. I click on save. I go to my preview. Now here, if you see on this option here, preview, it gives you the moment you click coal, this is your table. So coal and solar, I click on it, it gives me 2 options. So if you've got 10 options in your table, it'll give you that box with 10 options. It pops up. I say coal is renewable, so they don't have to type in. It's non-renewable and solar energy. So whatever is used will dim out and the renewable energy goes here. So I think that's, again, interactive for kids. It's not a big task for them, not a very daunting long worksheet that teacher has given us, yet it solves the purpose of having them review what they've done. Going on to the next part, sorting. Then we have 2 or 3 more questions, and then we've got quick links to share the worksheet. So we've got now the sorting. So here I say primary and secondary producers. So here is the description. I can ask them to arrange the given names under their correct categories. So here, and I've got, if you see here, it has given me 2 groups. You can add more groups to it. For example, if you're saying carnivores, herbivores, and omnivores for the smaller kids, you can add these 3 options. You can say nouns, verbs, and adjectives. That can again be a different 3 options that you can create. Or if you're doing more parts of speech, you can create that. So here I click on it. I give it primary producers. And I've got the secondary producers. And now comes my items, what I want under primary. So I'm going to put the right answers here. So here I am going to put, I have a list. So here, green plants. I just hit enter and it keeps going down. I've got fungi, I've got algae, I've got lichens, and let's go to moss. Now I go to my next option on the secondary producer. So I've got, let's say, frogs, goats, I've got mice, piranhas, and I've got hyenas. So let's go 5 and 5. I'm good to go. I say done. I save. And I go to my preview again. Once you are pro at it, I'm sure you don't have to go back and forth again. So this is just to show you what's the edit view. And these are the options now what we had entered. And here are our options. So primary producers, the students just have to go and they have to click on it. It says primary and secondary. So I say primary, it goes automatically. Fungi as primary. We've got frogs as secondary. So it lands up in the right spot, whatever I choose. And if it's wrong, it will point out. If the kids, for example, put mice as primary, it will mark it as wrong on the final answers once they submit. So this is how this category of sorting will help. Now comes our next tool of question, that is the draw tool. Now here is my draw tool. It says again title and instructions. So I can say as circle the sources of light. I'm not putting numbers anymore, so that is possible as well. You can create a sheet with no numbers. So when you shuffle the questions, there is a possibility that you can shuffle. Then numbering, if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, it just goes up and down, so that you have to fix it again. So if they don't put numbers, that's also fine. It's just for little kids, maybe it's more sensible to put numbers. So here I've got circle the sources of light. I don't need instructions every time. So here, this is a grid view that it kind of gives you the lines, and this is where you can add, write, draw, whatever your question is. So I want to give them some vocabulary words and I want them to just circle. So I'm going to choose my text box. I say torch, I say sun, I say moon, a door, a window, I've got laser, I've got stars, and I've got books, for example. I've got this. Here I can even add an image that I have. So this is where somebody was asking me for question if the kids can. So if you click on this picture image, they can upload an image that they have posted. So for example, they have this worksheet that they've created. They've taken a photo as PDF. I just hit that and it will be added onto my drawing here. So, and then there'll be no words to it, of course. So that's again different thing. So just for you to know, it is possible. So I can just remove this and I click on done. Next comes my text, which we already saw. Now image. Image altogether is a separate possibility here. If you see, again, there is a title. Image normally does not have a question to it attached. So it's just simple as look at the picture carefully. If I were you, I would just give them a picture and then add a text as my question, or I would add an open question to it. So that could be one possibility. You can search from the internet directly from here, or you can upload an image from your device. So here, if I need to search an image, I will say, let's say decomposers. So I have this, I click on this image, and I've got all these decomposers. And now there is no possibility of question. I just need to hit done. And now I can add either a text or an open question to it, or followed by this image, I can add one of these multiple choice or blank, fill in the blank questions. I can do that certainly. Next type is a video. I have a video that I can insert here again. So there is a URL to the video. Let me see if I can fetch. I had this video, it's not appropriate video for, so let me just go on to YouTube. And I hit on decomposers. There I just click on this. I take the URL. It's as simple.
You want to achieve better results, make a great impression, and save time.
So here I click on this. I say, watch the video carefully and answer the questions given below. I could even add this to my instructions and just add a title to my video. That also could be a possibility. Some people just prefer to use it as a simple instructional title. Some people like to differentiate it. So it's absolutely your choice. So here, decomposers, they just have it and you are done. And again, after the video, you have to add a question separately. So a video could be here like a review. You want to have them be added to it. So that's a video. Link, again, it's a URL. Let's say I have a URL to embed. I have this URL. I still can click, oh, sorry. I click on this URL. I go back to my URL connect. So I don't have to just click the video. I can hit the URL and I can still say done. And that's a little URL that adds to my video, and there they can still click on it and it goes on to my next part. So I am done with that. Now going on to embedding. Now embedding again is a very cool feature. You just do not, you can embed maths, you can embed things from share slide as they call it. The other options are, Vimeo videos, different interactive think link images, Google Maps. Somebody was asking about that. So that is where you do. So let's go to quickly a slide share. I'll Google a slide share presentation on parts of plant. So I have simply this one that I'd like. How you get the code is you click on this little share button. Once you click on it, it gives you the code itself on screen. So whether you need the link, you Control C as copying the code, going back to your title. I say parts of a plant. I go on to the instructions I don't want. I just paste my embed code here. Look at this. It is all embedded in one click. You just had to grab the embed code and your slide share is all here. So they don't have to go anywhere. Maybe this is the sum up of your topic, or maybe a new topic you're going to start once you know they've reviewed the whole science topic, just to add a fun element. Okay, this is your next topic coming up, so let's go through this. Or a review of what you've done. Maybe the teachers are creating these slide decks that they want to share. So that could be again one point where they can do that. Discussion. So we've got another point of discussion. This is like any social media discussion portal. So here within your sheet, you can start a discussion with the students. So here it is with you and your student. For example, here I have got a question. How was the process of photosynthesis different than the process of metamorphosis in the video? So maybe I showed them some comparison video and I showed them this and I hit send. Now here, when a child, so you see it's like a chat that appeared. I write anything onto it, I send, it will be like a chat. A child can respond to it and it'll have his image, like any chat you use on a social media. So that's again one fun interactive thing that could be done with older kids. Reflection is kind of a thumbs up, thumbs down activity. How well do you think you understood the lesson? Again, that is also a question. That's a question of reflection for older kids, I would say. Here, thumbs down, thumbs up, or just random. So here, this is what the kids can choose from the three. And I think it's nice to think of what they've learned. And then we've got a word puzzle. That's the last one. Word puzzle, it says you have to give the word. So I say my word search. I give it a title as Now let's say names of biodiversity. Let's say biodiversity. And then it already gives me the instructions to mark a word, click, and it gives me the grid, intermediate, advanced, beginners, and I've got all these words, and I just need to type in, for example, I say decomposers. I've got carnivores. It's just to add a fun to my sheet. Carnivores, herbivores. I've got omnivores, photosynthesis, and you can choose the level of difficulty as beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Let's keep it 5 for the moment. We click on done and we go to our preview. Oops, saved. And here it says preview. I go to my preview and we are right here at the bottom here. So this is what it gives me. I can just hit on decomposer. So I need to look for, so here I've got decomposers. So I'm here and it crosses out itself. So that's how it will work. Kids really enjoy it. I think this is a good activity for very young kids, grade 1, grade 2. You can have your vocabulary words, your spell checks or dictations that you do, so they can have a little practice over this. So these are different kind of activities you can create in Wizer. Now you can import a PDF or a worksheet or a design from Canva or just simple PDF. It's that simple. You just click on this. It says you need to leave. So I need to make sure I've saved it. And it says you need to leave. Yes, I will leave this spot. I can just close this. So I am on Canva. Canva is again a brilliant tool integrated into a lot of Google devices, and other third parties are integrated along with Canva. So these are some of the, once you click on it, you just need to go on to canva.com the first time. And again, you log in through your email ID. So be very wary of the email ID you're using in this. And the first time you log into your Canva, my Canva is automatically done with the same email ID I registered with. So it always lands up on that profile. So here you've got some options. It says all results. So I've got these options. I can just simply take any of that. For example, this sheet, photosynthesis. I click on publish. It is doing some process and it will take my sheet and import it to my Wizer worksheet. Just takes a few seconds. So depending on the load that it has on the sheet, preparing my design. I'm almost done.
So until it gets loaded, I have a question which I can see here. Is it accessible through the mobile phones?
I haven't tried, but normally it should. There is no restriction that it says with whatever I researched.
So there is someone, Tejal, by name Tejal. She says that the Play Store has many Wizer.me, but I did not find the bulb logo.
Ma'am, I have searched just now on the mobile, but this same logo is not there, but Wizer.me is there. So I'm not sure about it is same or different.
I haven't explored the mobile, but if you want, I can get back to you and I can get back on the group right after the session. I can tell you. Yes, ma'am. So this is what it shows up. We are still in the Canva and it gives an option to annotate. Now, this is the worksheet that is an open mode now. It's no more a PDF. So it is already done. You can use that worksheet as it is. And here it gives you cover image. So cover image is what your top background is. The text or the image it gives you. So you can convert these questions to your choice as well. So for example, here I say text or image. So I will just click on this. So this becomes my text. I just go on to this and I need to resize. Sorry. I need to just resize my area that it will be taken up in the other place when it goes back to my answer sheet. So if I say just right here, I say back to the editor. you will see the difference what I'm talking about. So are you sure you want to go back? No, I say convert. I'm almost done. So hit the convert, finish to take me to the builder. So I was on to the Wizer builder sheet. And there we are. And it has been integrated onto my current sheet I was working on. Maybe part of the sheet I created as my own questions, and part of the sheet I wanted to integrate my PDF or from somewhere else. So I can also upload a ready-made sheet from my end. See, now I only took that bit of the question because I had taken that text. To take the entire sheet, you have to highlight the whole thing. So that is what I wanted to show you. You have to click on the create text for each question separately. That takes about 5 minutes extra of the sheet that you create. But on the other hand, the positive is the worksheet is there and you don't have to double the work by typing every single question. So you just have to take the area you want to import and that area will be done. So you're not obliged to take the entire sheet as it is. So that is your importing of the worksheets. Now comes the sharing. So here you've got preview on top. How do you assign it to the students? So I click on assign on the top. This is the prompt it gives me. Now here it says assign by class or via a link. Now let's go to the class option first. Here, if you see, these are primary, premium and boost options. So we don't have access to it. We have to go via the link. Now here it says create assignment. At the bottom, it says automatic feedback to students. I would like to scroll it to yes. You in the free version, you can't publish a worksheet and keep it private to yourself. So it will automatically go public, or you will have to hit that button in some prompt. If you don't choose it at this step, it will prompt you to go public. Otherwise you can't. So nothing is secretive if you're using the free version. So here you create an assignment. Now as soon as you hit the create assignment, it tells you. So I will say, naming my assignment as science review term 2. So this is my answer. Now here it says classroom. If I have with this account, so I had this Harpreeet.14. With this account, I have a classroom or several classrooms rather. This is my personal account. So I've created lots and I'm being part of many as being training. So here I can choose my class. But if I hit a new profile that I'm working on, I don't have a classroom already created, doesn't allow me to create unless it is already in your profile. So these are all the classrooms I have or I have been part of. So I can just say demo. I choose an action to create an assignment, question, make an announcement, or create material. I'd like to go for an assignment. And it will take me to the same page as I were in Google Classroom. I have the title. I can click on the instruction. Hello, students. Let's review the science topics and good luck. I'm done. I think the Wizer is already connected. I've got all my students. I have no students in this classroom, so I'll let it be. But if you can even choose. So again, another positive is when you've got the paid version and you can choose the assignment, which one goes. Even in the free version, you can choose. If you had a list of students, you could choose which ones you want to send this sheet to. So even if you don't have the paid version, you can get around, I think, with the way of just going with it by making 2 different sheets, altering your questions here and there, making the levels of differentiation, and then pass it on from this place. And then I want it ungraded because I already I don't want to do any of that grading, so I can just put 10. I think that should be fair enough. I want to give a date or no date, and I can create a topic here again from here. I don't have to go to Google Classroom. And I say assign. I can schedule it also from here as well. I say schedule 7th February, 8 a.m. and it's done. A second way to do it is, okay, so I can view it in one of my classrooms. Here, if you see, I have my classroom. And if I see my classwork, it says science grade 4 review, and it is scheduled for tomorrow. So it is perfectly working with my Google Classroom as it was. So here, then it's a pin. You can give this code to the kids and they can use this. You can again click on the link. Now here, this is where it says copy the URL to share with your students. You copy this link. They can go anytime, just pasting this via email or in Google Classroom. So this is the code. It was showing the SZQYB7. They can go either through that or they can click on this. And this is their final worksheet that looks like this. This is what will be.
There was a question pertaining to this. Can the link be shared in WhatsApp?
It can be, yes. The same link can be shared in WhatsApp as well. So here we are. And the fourth way is by embedding this code elsewhere. Now, one more thing you had asked me. So I think that's pretty much the link. Okay, I have to just click escape. And that's it. And if I say what I was talking about, the numbers. So here is where I can shuffle my questions. If there were no numbers, I could just shuffle. So if the students were giving it at the same time in the classroom and some of them were at home, we were doing the hybrid mode. So this is where you could shuffle the question and they could not discuss the answers because it is a timed test. You can say, okay, 10 minutes for this or 15 minutes. And that is what it eases the work of the teacher. This is what it is. I just remembered, ma'am, you had a question, Mala ma'am, about the Google Forms being integrated. That is where you integrate the link. So where I showed you the link of the decomposers itself. So for example, I have a link here. I click on the question of link. And this is where I can use my Google Forms. So let's say I just go to forms.google.com. I hit any form for that matter. I'll just see whatever the random forms I have and I'll just take their code. So let's say this one, event registration. How do I share it with my kids in a Google form? I just click send. I take the code and I copy. I will now this time go to my Wizer, the link. I just click here. And I can say, just fill in the form. I can put the instruction, blah, blah, blah. And I just say done. I save. And here I go to preview. So I can already create within my review, I can create a formal assessment using Google Forms. And if you see, my last question will be the registration. I click on it and they go on to the Google form and they can fill it. Now, since I am the creator and I'm using the same, it gives me the edit option. In the kids, they won't have this edit option. So they will have to fill in the form and submit. And I do 2 evaluations. They have a review. I can do a review sheet. And then at the bottom, I have the evaluation Google form connected to it. And it is done. We are sorted with it. So I think that is all that we have for Google.
A last question, ma'am. A last
Yes,
question. So it's once again Bhupinder Kaur ma'am has asked this question. During these 14 days, when we make a worksheet, can we use it after 20 to 30 days? Can we share it to the students?
I didn't get the question. After 14 days of free?
After, yeah, no, not after 14 days. Like they are accessing this particular tool for the first 1 day or the second day. And what if they're going to touch the same tool after 20 to 30 days? Will they be able to access or from the day one?
They will be able to access it from day one, but the if they happen to not choose the paid option and they cancel that subscription, the premium options will be removed. They won't be able to access that, but the sheet will remain.
They can use it.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can we just like a Google form? I got the means we can add the Excel, Google Sheet and Word link also, right?
Yes, ma'am. You can add any link to it.
Okay, but for example, I don't want to pay. It is my use is minimum, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for first or 2 days, I will use it, and I can keep sharing worksheet after the 20 days or 1 month, right? This is
Yes,
what I
ma'am.
want.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. But what I told you was once you first time do it, uh, you will be asked to enter your credit card or debit card details. Once you enter that, after 14th day of usage, so they have your record, you can choose to cancel it out. If at any point you plan to use the sheet you had created using this paid version, that sheet will be there, but usme jo premium features, they might be removed. Logically, I would say they will be removed. So you won't be able to use those after 20 days also, even if you create it, because you haven't paid for it. So
Okay, got it. Means free tool we can use, but not a paid tool.
yes, ma'am. But
Okay,
I think we have enough resources to explore in the free version.
yes.
I've been using it. I'm very happy. Agar aap baki teachers ka dekhenge, you just have to take that sheet, modify it, and it creates under your name.
I have
So
seen
you're
that.
not. So I think we've got enough resources to just keep
Yes.
our work easy. And like I said in the beginning, let's start working smarter, wiser, and not harder.
Yes, got it. I have opened in the another tab and I have keep watching the worksheet. It was just amazing. And I'm using Canva since like 2.5 years. And I'm
Wonderful.
using and in my school I'm a newspaper designer, so I'm using the Canva. So I love to use the different software, and this is the amazing. Thank you for sharing this amazing knowledge. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm glad you liked it. I've shared a link on the chat for your attendance sheet. Please fill in and you'll get the certificate through your email. Make sure your emails are correct so it lands up in the right box.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good
A
evening.
small doubt, can I ask?
Yes, ma'am. Please
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am, you have showed it very wonderful things to us and how to implement also. But I just want to know, like a Google form, if when we are giving it to the students after submission, we can see the details, how many kids submitted, what they got at marks and all. So
Yeah.
here, where we can see that.
I forgot to show you, ma'am. I'll just show you right away.
Thank you. Thank you.
So here, I think I was looking constantly at the clock. Ki time ho gaya hai, and people might be cursing me for a longer when.
No, not at all, ma'am. It's so interesting. बहुत अच्छा है.
Here, ma'am, right up here, when you have the sheet, you've got create, preview, assign, assess. Assess, we'll just check. I will show you all these three leftovers. So we've got an option that says assess. This is where, ma'am, you can see it says the options. It's like how you can choose your settings. So all these orange ones you can see are the premium version, the boost. Other ones are already checked for you. So your assignment answers will appear here. So when I do it, they save time with automatic checking. So whatever answers I've filled, it will show me. Adding text or audio feedback is possible through the responses, and it unlocks a sheet to update their answers after submission. Now, if you have, this is a new feature, but it is not applicable to the free version. It says submit the sheet on behalf of the student. There are some teachers or parents who'd like to do that on behalf of the student because the child is sick for genuine reasons. That cannot happen in the free version, but there is a possibility. So, you know, a child is really sick, as they were looking at the COVID situation, the child was sick and couldn't submit it on time, but did it. So those were simple things that they could do, or they could retake the worksheet. That also is possible in the premium version. In the free version, it's only one time. So like in Google Forms, you set it as limit to one response. Here, you can choose it as many times or one response, depending on your package. So this is where you will see when it was created, who took the sheet. So I have only one student right here, which had taken it. I had shared it. So here one student and my other students will be here. How much time did the student take? I was doing it, as you remember, I was doing some questions within the sheet creation time. So that is what it says. It says working in progress. And then I retake the worksheet again. That's a premium version. So this is where, ma'am, assess is where you will see the answers for the students. The feedback also can be sent from here. I don't have an answer or response sheet, so I can't really show you. I'll show you here is the feedback. If you want to share one-on-one feedback, here is the child. The questions are done. Whatever the child has chosen, I haven't done anything. So it won't show Abhi, but all my worksheet is here. Retake is logged. You've got the status as working, it shows. So you can see live that the child is still on the sheet itni der tak, and once it's submitted, you will see the scores here. This is where the scores, these are the scores that you give along with the sheet, and then by each question, and you will see how much the child has scored and how much time he or she has taken to do the sheet. You can take a printout of this sheet, you can download this sheet and then share it through a different media. Or if a child has brilliantly done, or you want to discuss the answers while you are in a Google Meet or a Zoom call, you can discuss it by taking a download and showing them with the answers, like a revision of a class, like a whole group revision. So that is what it shows. So assess is the keyword for your search. And this is your little report card that you will see for each student. So here, if you see, this is by Wizer. So this is by default, somebody checks it. So all is good. And this is the child that is using it. And you'll see the scores that have been given to the child by question. And the time, the average. So this is basically your the whole class insight of a quick check on what it is. So I think I was able to answer that question, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions?
One more thing, ma'am. Suppose
Yes.
हम किसी का काम किया हो, worksheet हम utilize कर रहे हैं, वो link के through हम लोग share कर रहे हैं. When
Yeah.
they'll submit that part also we can see it like this only, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. वो आपका बन जाएगा. जब आप उसको अपने थ्रू शेयर करेंगे, वो आपका बन जाएगा. For example, let's take this sheet. So here, fractions. No, it's not English. So, and I prefer something which is English. I hope it didn't open that one. So, wahi khula wo. So we'll go back.
Ma'am, meanwhile, last question.
Yes, ma'am.
How you will count the 14 days? For example, just now with you, I have logged in the new tab. So today is my first day, or when
Yes.
I will, for example, just today I have just logged in, but not
Okay.
used. So
Okay.
today is the first day. Then after 2 days, I will use it. So that is the second day. Okay, but you are counting.
No, ma'am. From today, by calendar, 14 days. 2 hafte.
Okay, okay.
Just to bring a humor, I'm asking you, ma'am. Maybe you laugh. तो मैम जैसे जो भी मैं अभी वर्कशीट्स हैं, ऐसे जैसे आप बता रहे हैं, मैं उनकी वर्कशीट्स खोल के अपने इसमें डाउनलोड कर लेती हूँ या अपने इसमें नाम से सेव कर लेती हूँ. Then later after 14 days, if at all I'm using it for the students, can I?
No, ma'am. Again, like I said, you will be able to use the worksheet. उसमें जो पार्ट आपका प्रीमियर फीचर का होगा, सारे क्वेश्चंस में प्रीमियर नहीं है, लेकिन कई कई ऑप्शंस हैं जहाँ पे आप जैसे आप डिफरेंशिएशन कर रहे हैं. डिफरेंशिएशन इज एन इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ दीज वर्कशीट, जहाँ पे आप इसी वर्कशीट में बच्चे भी अपना प्रोफाइल क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, whether they can choose the higher version or the smaller version. But again, you are doing it as a process जहाँ पे सबको नहीं पता कि ये वाले बच्चे को कौन सी शीट मिल रही है या इसको बेसिक मिल रही है. So that is what you're doing it from your end. जैसे हम Google Classroom में we can choose the students. Here you can choose the question also. So they have an option, this or that. So other kids won't come to know, but you know this child can finish it fast and I can give him more challenging questions. So that is where it helps. So that question part will be eradicated. It will be removed from your sheet.
So it means that before sending it to the students, suppose after 14 days, before sending it to the students, all those worksheets, we have to look after whether it is a premium or the trial version, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
And
Harpreet,
so,
ma'am, can I ask you one question, please?
yes, ma'am, go ahead.
For example, I want to take this test in the live classroom, right? The way
Yeah.
quizzes provide us the codes,
Yeah.
the students can go to Google Chrome or there any of the browsers. They
Yeah.
can enter the code and the like that test will begin, right?
Yeah.
So, do we have something like this for this particular Wizer also, so that the live test can be conducted in the class itself? Because you just showed for the classrooms and we are using Microsoft Teams. And
Ma'am, it can only be shared through the link. the shared link, because this one is integrated into your class. But you know, when you entered, because I don't have a Microsoft account, when we were entering the account, it gave us an option whether to log in from Gmail or the Microsoft. So I think once you click onto Microsoft, I would say just try it out using, because once you are into your Microsoft account, it will automatically give you options of Microsoft as well,
Great,
logically.
great, great,
So
great.
I
Now this
don't
is
have that
correct.
option. I don't have that option, so I can't show you. But for my logic, I understand that if it is giving an option because I logged in through a Gmail or a Google account, it will give an option for Microsoft if you are on that platform, of course. So there should,
Actually, I
because in
was
case it's
preparing a worksheet with you only, and
okay.
I did it. I was really enjoying it while preparing it. Okay, so when it came to sharing part, I literally got confused. So I just wanted to get these
Ma'am, this is
things
again
done. So
exploring.
thank you.
I am not good with Microsoft. We've not
No,
used
no,
it ever.
got my point. Got your points. I should try this with Microsoft ID of mine.
Absolutely. And
Maybe it
I
will be solving
logically
the
I
issue.
think this should work.
Okay,
ये
okay.
वाले
Thank you.
बच्चे होते हैं जो इंटेलिजेंट वाले सुन के साथ साथ टाइम यूटिलाइज कर रहे होते हैं.
Thank you.
ये hands-on training a kinesthetic learner.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Learning by doing.
Absolutely.
Learning by doing.
Learning by
Yeah.
doing. So, ma'am, you were asking about this last thing of somebody's worksheet. So this is somebody's worksheet, and the moment you open it, says use the worksheet. So this is where you use it. It says edit my copy. I can edit my copy, and then it gets into your name. अब वो आपकी हो गई शीट द मोमेंट यू डिड इट. नाउ यू कैन सेंड इट एज इट इज, बट एथिकली आई फील कुछ चेंज कर दे तो इट लुक्स नाइस.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so I can remove plus and minus something here and there, and then I share it as usual. I can work on this. I can add things to it, and it just automatically got. So I think that should be in my dashboard if that's my sheet. So that is how you make it yours, and then it will go into your account. Any other questions we have? So ma'am, ये देखिए, ये मेरे dashboard में it has come to mine and it says my name as the creator.
Ji, ma'am.
So that is how it works. So I think we don't have any more questions. So please do fill in. Sri Vidya ma'am, you have a question. I can see your hand raised. Please do fill in the feedback form so you can get your certification of participation. Sri Vidya ma'am, you can hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You have a question?
Madam, how many worksheets we can prepare, madam, at a time?
Ma'am, the way you want. There is no limit to it.
Okay.
How many, however you want, and whichever number you want.
Then we can set at a time in the WhatsApp at a time, madam, or any?
Yes, there's no limit to it, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. I'm going to stop the recording here. Thank you, Shruti ma'am. It was a